I'm getting old. Alright. Whole bunch of noise going on back behind me. So let me put on the microphone. The microphone.
Do you want me to turn off the fan?
No, you're fine. I'm put this on. Alright, I got on the microphone right there so I can hear me. Just hopefully you can hear me better now. If not, I guess sucks to be you, I guess. Let me fix it. Fix it. Different spot. Hopefully you can hear me better now. There's a whole bunch of noise going back there. We're not going to worry about that. Oh, I have my screen right there. I have a little tiny screen. Maybe my other screen, the little one that's on this thing, the little tiny one on this, I make it a little bigger by using that. See, there it goes. All right, so got a bigger screen so I can actually see. That's why I keep looking down there, because the screen's down there. So I keep the, don't worry about it. So I'm going to work. I'm going to show you how to fix this. If you got one of these, I'm going to show you how to fix it, okay? I had the video before. I did ask if I could show how to fix it, but they never got back to me, so I figured I'm just going to show it anyways. Don't care. All right. So you have all the stuff still in the box. Haven't used it. Still in the box, as you can see. So let me show you how to fix this thing, okay? And if you watched the videos before, I told you that there's a problem with this thing. And I talked to someone else who had the same thing, and one of the white bottles, because my two white bottles are here. Okay, my two white bottles are here, and one of their bottles stopped working. So I'm gonna show you how to fix it. Gotta take the screws out, which all are back here, under here. So there's 1, 2, 3, and then the 2 in the middle, 2 there, and then there's one right back in here. See, the little tiny one back in here. So we get all 3. So there's 9 screws in this thing. All right, you just gotta untake all 9 screws out. Let me get to that, and when I take them all out, I'll be right back. Okay, so the screw, what you need to take the screws out is this, a Phillips head screwdriver, so nothing fancy. Just grab one and don't fit in there, take it out. And you need a long one because the screws in here, they're way down here. Okay, so this little opening, the screw's not there, it's way down here. So you have to get something that can go down in the thing and get it, okay? Sorry, I know I just said there's 9 screws in here. I'm lying, it's only 7. This one, these 2 don't come off. There's no screws here. And the 3 and the 3, that's 6, and then this one makes 7, so wrong information, let me correct that. 7 screws in here, the lucky number 7. And these things, you just rip them off. There's just a little bit of glue on the bottom, see? So you just rip them off, and they just come right off. Always try to get a screwdriver with, see, magnetic bits. So you just pull the screws right out. Let me show you. Stick it in, screw, 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 and then screw comes out. All right, always try to get a magnetic screwdriver. It just works way better. Okay, so I got all the screws out, even the little one back in here. So all the screws are out, okay? So all you gotta do, be kind of careful, because you gotta get these things, not to damage them. You don't have to yank on these, because I'm gonna show you how to take the top off. Let me bring this down lower so you can see me taking the top off. All right. So when you're taking the top off of this thing, okay, you're gonna just pull on it. It kind of like little tabs right in the back here. All right, so you just wanna just slowly pick them up. You don't wanna go too far because there's a wire. See the wire right there? You don't wanna break that. Mine's a lot longer because I added a piece to it, but usually the wire is about from there to there. See the wire? This is the original wire. All right, so you don't want to move too far because you're going to break something. And even then, I still can't go far because you see it's attached to these bottles in here. Now, I have to show you what I did. Let me put this down. Perfect. There we go. I put it down. Now let me show you what I did. I have to bring this closer. Okay, there we go. So if you see this right here, that's a potentiometer. Okay, there are resistors with little knobs on them. Bring it around here. There we go. Okay, so resistor with knobs on them. So you can actually adjust. I adjusted the voltage that's coming from the main circuit board, which is, let me bring it up some more so you can see actually what you need to see. Perfect. There we go. So I brought the wire, which is one of these two. All right. Yeah, one of these two. Okay. It's coming off of this circuit board. Comes all the way over to these two connectors. One that's positive, that's negative. Same thing over here. That's negative, and then that's positive. All right. What I'm doing is bring this back over here so you can see it better. What I did was I took these two blue potentiometers, solder one end to this piece, as you can see, solder one end here. You don't need the middle one, as you can see, the middle one is bent. All right, so there's three leads on these potentiometers, and you take the N one, because that's the one that's bent. The N one right here is bent, right, and it's not touching. It looks like it's touching, but it's not touching. I promise you, these two leads are not touching. This one here and that one down in here, right there, they're not touching. It looks like they're touching on camera, but they're not. All right, and I took them, I soldered one on to this lead, and the other one, which is this one, to the red wire that goes back to the main circuit board. And you connect the two things together. Let me move this out of the way because I don't need them touching. Again, like I told you, they're not touching. They look like they're touching, but they're not. And even if they touch, it really doesn't matter. It's not going to make any lick of difference. It's the same amount. Only thing's going to happen is that the voltage is going to come through here. Instead, it goes through here. It goes come through here instead, and then just create more voltage there. It's not going to work great, but it still works in some sense, but not as not as good if you have the center one not touching anything. And that's what I tried to make sure. And yes, it's not touching. It's pretty freaking close though. When I say it's close, it's close. Yeah, see, it's not touching, so I can put my nail through it. All right, the two is not touching at all. Looks like touching, but it's not touching. I know I said that about 100 times. And then same thing over this side, okay? See the N1 just kind of fold over by itself, and then these two are the only two that I use, the middle one and one of the N1. And you can use any N1, it doesn't have to mean any N1. These blue ones are, I don't know where you get them from, but you have bigger, fatter ones. They come in different sizes. They even have digital ones. Okay, so you can use whichever potentiometer you want. You can, if you can find the actual resistive value that you want, you can solder that actual resistor in this line, and all this is doing is ciphering off the excess voltage that this thing is pushing out to slow the motor down. Okay. So that's what I did. I slowed the motor down by putting a potentiometer to burn off the excess voltage. That's all you have to do to get these things to spin properly. Another problem, okay, is that the connection, the original connection to these wires, this one and that one, they're absolutely ridiculous. When I mean ridiculous, I mean absolutely ridiculous. I think I bumped this one and it just broke right off. You heard me right. I just bumped that wire and the whole thing just broke right off. Okay, that's the original wire all the way through. This is the original wire. I had to literally strip it back and put another wire in here, another piece of wire in here, just to make sure it didn't break off when I closed it up. These solder connections are absolutely ridiculous. I mean, they're mind-blowingly stupid. But again, you know, they do what they do. I can't tell them how to run their company. I just have this, they send me this thing and I'm showing you how to fix it. So when you have your ink in here and it's giving you that horrible bubbly, too much air bubbles in your ink, it's because of these two motors. And to fix the problem, you just gotta slow the motors down. And how you slow it down is by putting a resistor in between the power from the main circuit board to the motor, and that will slow it down. You can put it on either line. It really doesn't matter. You can put it on the black line or the red line. I just chose the red line because it was, you know, it broke off. That was it. This red one broke off, and I just put it in that line. It can be on the black side. It can be whatever size you want to use. All right. This is a little bit more advanced. If you know somebody who know how to do electronics or know how to solder or whatever, you can get them to fix it. Put in the resistor for you. And again, any resistor will work as long as it's the right resistance, and they have to sit down and find the right resistance, because I never did. I just put the potentiometer in and it slowed it down, so I didn't really care. And these potentiometers are the number is B102. Sorry, resistance 102. So I don't know what that is. I haven't done electronics in a while, so I don't remember what these numbers mean on here. Somebody can look it up. The little blue ones, and they have the B102 on it. Sorry, resistance 102 on there. And it says C041. Again, I don't know. I used to remember what those numbers mean, and I don't remember because I haven't done electronics in like so long. All right, so that's how you fix your mixing motors in your, what the hell is this thing called again? Offnova Ciss. Okay, that's how you fix this mixing issue. And now when I put inks in here, I don't have to worry about a mixing issue. The inks just mix, and it stay mixed at the right consistency, whether the bottle is full or empty. The resistance, the mix will mix at the perfect speed every single time. All right, so that's how you fix that issue. Hopefully that helps. If you got more issues, you know how to send me a message or something. Oh, if you haven't subscribed, help me out. If not, you can do what you want to do. I'm just putting this information out because I fixed it, and I just wanted to show you how I fix it. But I wanted to get information first. That's why I never showed it. I just wanted them to say yes or no, and they still haven't gotten back to me. So I'm like, yeah, to hell with it. I'm just going to show everybody how to do it. If they want to fix it, they can fix it. If they're not, that's up to them. All right, peace. All right, so P.S. before I forget, I ordered some stuff from, there you go, BCH Technologies, all right? So I ordered these. They didn't give it to me. This is my purchase. I went and ordered them. And what they are these things. I didn't even open them. See, I didn't even open them. These things, they are seals. Okay, they are seals for your Epson 8550. And I'm going to show you how to install these things properly. So, again, you might want to subscribe. If not, you do you. But I'm going to show you how to put these in and how to put them in properly, and how it really makes your your printer prints better, nicer, cleaner. All right.
Step up your A game, or you'll be ashamed.